UK. This is 401 1. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm risking my life every day to voice out the truth, what's going on in this world, because there are very few people who will tell you the fucking truth. Sorry, if I said the F word, but this is I'm just I'm just saying as it is, okay? Because I've been being punching down, and I know there are children out there who feeling this way. That's a feeling who um who's watching this. Okay, I did put on YouTube. This is not for children, but usually I would put 18 plus, but I just don't know with the algorithms these days. So I'm just gonna be saying because I was a child and I felt like I wanted to end my life during when I was 5 years old, okay? 5 years old, okay? And I didn't know what the word suicide was, but I just knew that that I wanted to hurt myself and harm myself, okay? Because of the cruelty in this world, okay? And it wasn't for divine help, um, e.g., i.e., Angel Raphael, who met me first face to face, I would have given up completely, okay? So, and why do I put no? There is no justice world because there isn't in this reality. But you can attract justice in this world, but it's going to take time. Okay, it's in the Bible. It's in the spiritual texts. It's in spirituality and religion. There is such thing as justice because everything has a justice in reaction. Karma is a real thing. And what we put in to others will come back to them. Now I'm getting sad and sadder where there are loads of people or organizations saying they're putting out the news giving people false hope saying they represents people out here in the UK. They're saying they're going to help them, like Disability Rights UK, Headway, all these fucking effing charities and religious communities and spiritual communities saying that they're out here to help people. And when they do when people like me who go and ask for help, the door is shut, fucking shut, and they turn around and stab you in the front and the back and satisfy you and say we are beyond hope, we don't want you, we don't like you they do not want to deal with the persecution. Okay, they do not want to. They want to. They will put you like Joan of Arc. All right, all the best intellectual people in the world, and I'm talking about even the women who known as because I'm telling you, throughout history, the original suffragettes in this country was Queen Whittaker, and people thought she, because I'm quite Irish, okay, and Celtic, okay. Originally Gordon's comes from the name originally comes from Scotland, okay. So those Celtic warriors, they was known. Queen Boudica was known as hysterical, and it's not just her. There was other sisters out there too. There was a video by someone in the States who did about the Celtic people warriors who was known hysterical, okay, in Europe, who they was put known as crazy anything for speaking up the truth, and this is still happening every day. There are women out there who are speaking the truth. Right, if you're a gay man and you're hysterical, you get the right. But if you're a woman who, like myself, who was born, and I don't like to say the word cis because cis. Do you know what cis means? Affection. You know, because it was a that word invented by men who hated women. Okay, who could have the ability to naturally give children. Okay, and they hated them. So I do not use the word cis. Okay, so it's on my YouTube video list that I follow a feminist who mentioned this as well. As I say, you can do your research. There are books still out there. If other people have not burnt books, books. There's always been book burning throughout the centuries. You know, Atlantis every century. Okay, there's been burning, but yeah, we can find justice in ourselves, and believing there is a God, eh, God and guardians and angels and and ourselves, okay? But we have to be our own heroes because unfortunately all the heroes in this freaking effing world is either locked up away and put in the asylum system where they're speaking everything. I was being told that I was helped, and I just knew, but I did it anyway because that's what my job is in this world. Is that I'm not destined yet to be a lawyer. I'm not destined to open an orphanage yet for human beings who needs help and needs families. You know, whether in any form, because everybody's an orphan, just like Jesus. He sets up a spiritual orphanage. Okay, Jesus did, and and you know you know name church in his names in his church and call people to name after him to orphanage. And unfortunately, some of them was really bad and some of them were good, like Sunshine. Like this charity in Africa called Sunshine. Okay, I'm friends with one minister who um who's in that orphanage, and he's a good my person, you know, and he calls me to help me when my dad kicked me out. He talked to me. He would like me to come in Africa and help him open that orphanage. um Sunshine, okay, he's a really lovely guy, you know, and they are good genuine people, okay. um it's funded by my anybody who goes to Sunshine Frost, then you will know, um um no, this is my mentor Sunshine Frost, Christian medium clairvoyant. She 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 she's she's she she basically um, who I am, I'm a UK liaison. I represent her in the UK. At the moment, I have a bit of a break because I need to look after myself, my health, and everything. Because I'm fighting for my own physical life, spiritual and physical and mentally, my life, literally. Okay, but I do try to support her, can, and gets and her her thing. She's on TikTok. If you want to learn and be get a mentor, it's just go online. She's awesome. But yeah, but most all the money that she goes, it's not most of the money goes to that the orphanage anyway. But you know, a real orphanage. And I do know, I used to have a friend who's an Indian doctor in India. He has helped orphans as well, because he's had that orphan feeling inside of him too, you know. So in India, you know, um, I'm not exactly in contact with him at the moment because personal things happen. But you know, that's it. There you go. But you know, I wish him the best. So, because he wanted me to go in India, if I and I probably would actually, because I do felt cool in India when I was in my 20s, and you know, to represent India in some ways. Probably my ancestors want to help find my inner peace in myself and everything, and also connect with the with the Christian Buddhist faith that's around, you know, because there are, you know, um, um, and Sikhism and stuff, you know, because I said I believe every religion has truth in it, you know. It's just it's just got different pieces of the pie, okay, because we all got part of God, okay? The part of the God code. All of us are made in the image of God, whether we like it or not. All right. Um. Um. So yeah. So I have to still fight my power, and not let anybody shut me down. I'm very angry, but I have to try not to. I have to learn to forgive, like Jesus Christ. I have to learn to forgive people who have hurt me, even my mentors, anybody who hurt me in the past and the present and the future. I have to forgive them and then forgive myself, because I'm not I'm I'm human, and even though I'm learning to become a goddess, I'm still got got a long way to go, okay? So I have to deal with this shit. But I am made to feel there is no justice, and I would like to be a lawyer today if I could, but it's not my time. And I would love to save people, and I'm angry there are loads of people in the UK who are forced to commit suicide because all the people, NHS, every organisation let them down and forced them to commit to themselves to consider to end their life completely. And I'm very angry because there are loads of people I know and other people I know, good souls, who end up committed suicide. Okay? And I know that if it wasn't for my many near-death experiences, I would have given up completely. And there's times I have considered suicide, but I had supernatural experiences that stopped me to not to die. Okay, even though I know my purpose and everything, there are days that people made me feel I should end it completely. Okay, and it didn't matter if I was on tons and tons of medication by the pharmacist company, by a GP, a doctor. I still wanted to kill myself because it wasn't me having a lack of chemicals in my brain. It was a mistreatment by society. Okay? Because if you people really want to know why people commit suicide, it's because they was asking for help and people did not listen to them. They didn't respect their boundaries. They didn't respect anyone or anything, and they didn't want to know the truth. There was monsters around them, or there are or other people that have the. Everybody's got a monster inside of them, and learned by Mary Shelley, of the feminist, early feminist, who was a scientist. She was a cultist. In London. Who wrote the book horror movie, book of 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 which I reckon is about a man who's had a head injury um because there was a lot of science experimentations at the time, okay, about his human rights, right? And they they didn't want nothing to do with him, okay? Instead of letting him to die, they insisted to save his life, and only to things to be really bad, okay? Um, Frankenstein, I said Frankenstein, okay? Because I know a lot of people who would probably might had the opportunity to die, but they rather than deal with the rest of their life. I have met some people, loads of other people who had acquired injury, who gone through a lot of hell and back, and they wish they did not wanted to stay in this earth. There are some people are forced to live longer than they wanted to in this earth. I have to say, I'm not um because there are people, NHS and doctors do not listen to God or the higher self, to know and listen to the souls that of who's needs saving or not. They don't use that. Instead, they just use their logic and say, "Oh, yes, play a bingo game." And some souls do not press. Let's play roulette, okay? Russian roulette. Okay, who's dying, who's worth saving, who's not. And so there's some people who didn't want to be saved at all, you know. I'll just be honest with you. There's a lot of stuff going on that needs to be changed. There's things in this world that needs to be changed to be in balance. And the reason why the world is unjust is because people do not learn the law of justice. They do not use their spiritual abilities. They do not believe there is a God or gods. They do not believe that there is such thing as the great I am, and I do not believe and listen to their heart or consciousness, and I end up being the one who end up telling people off. I don't really want to tell people off when they have a go at me for asking for help, and when I was recommended to go to places and they just do not want to because they are scared. They're scared about the secret covens, the secret dark occults who live here, okay? And I'm very glad there's one person in the UK who's a reader who is exposing all this shit, which I supported her on YouTube. Some not that long ago that kept popping of that I'm not the only one who's been stuck in a Satanist occult program where 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 I've been asking for help and people do know there's evil in this world, but they do not want to expose this shit. And they don't realize that they are giving power to evil people every day. And yet those who say they believe in God, they're making it very hard to they want people to believe in God, but yet they don't act like they believe in God by going against and cutting the head of the snake, the cutting the head of the beast, okay? And killing it in the stabbing the heart and exercise the dark spirits and close those freaking portals, okay? They don't freaking understand. They do not want to know the truth, okay? So yeah, you can find justice in this world, but it has to be within you and within you only, and you will have to keep manifesting. There is good things in this earth. There is new heaven, new earth. But I am the creator. I am the great I am. Just like Moses has said, he was guided. He said, "I am the I am." Okay, and he had a speech impairment and probably other things, but he kept going and going, just like the black female of Moses. She had head injury just like me, and she kept going and kept going. Her family thought she was crazy, Harriet Smith, and she kept going and kept going. And one day, she managed to break free and help other people free. She even set up a private care home to help other people. And it was of people, particularly people of color, who couldn't afford, because she was a spy. Everything she did everything, and still she got betrayed by everyone, everything. But yet she did everything that God did for her, and she got rewarded. She became homeless several times. Just like me, I became homeless several times. And I'm not sure if it's going to be ending. I don't know. But all I know is that the help is on the way, because I've seen angel numbers. I have prayed and I meditated, and even people who come out online to videos about people like myself who are all the world, and the people who in the past who mentored me, but who's having this shit, done to them, but I just be honest with you, I am tired being the only worst person in this world, who in this country, speaking out and saying I'm not a victim and I don't want to be a victim and I want to be my own hero. And if people want to come up and be a hero with me, then they have to stop being a true hero and stop lying to people and giving them fucking false hope, and then giving them a hopelessness. That's just so bad, you know? Just just be fucking honest. You know, I'm just tired of the injustice in this world. That when there is justice in this world, but people have been given forced to end and completely make to feel that they can't believe any help. And when the real help comes along, people are so hopeless that they give up. There is such thing as hopelessness. I've been fighting this battle of hopelessness for a long time, and it's not good for me. Do you understand? I healed myself with every day, and if anybody else in my position would have given up hope a long time ago, okay, given up, and I have no medication. I've gone back to eating organic, even though it's very difficult. I live in a strict environment where most of the time toxic environment where I have to live in my room, eat organic fruits, um dry fruit, baby organic food, because as I said, I live in an area where there's not such thing as organic, and go TK Maxx and other places that got an organic, and mostly organic food, baby food, or orange juice, and organic orange juice by Sainsbury's, sparkling water, you name it, you know go back to that, because it's because you have to heal oneself and everything, that's what I'm dealing with right now, and going to the nearest cleanest place, and when I get out of my room, when I do have the energy to go to somewhere where I know that I've not been stalked or tracked, and live and eat, go to the nearest place that's got organic restaurant, organic cafe that sells pure organic fresh fruit and vegetables, which is very difficult these days. But I'm determined in these things. I'm determined. I'm determined to be the light in the end of the tunnel. Okay? And you can do that too. But you have to know the great I am, okay? The great I am. Alright? And I'll give you this triangle here. I am the I am. I am I am. I am I am. I am I am. I am I am. Alright? And if anybody who's evil, who's watching this, return to sender. Return to sender. Okay? Because what you do to you, you do to others, and it will come back to you in some way, and you wish you didn't. Do not mess with me. If you mess with me, you're messing with God, and you know it, okay? Because you're scared of me, and you can't even afraid to go to a church or touch a Bible or a religious text because you've done some bad shit to bad people, and you're being a murderer of the soul, the mind, and you even murder your own soul too by murdering other people, okay? I love you and I forgive you, but doesn't mean that I'm gonna cover for you for your shit. Because it's not my business to cover you. If you want to be covering yourself, go and ask Jesus or any God or deity to help you to cover your sins and forgive yourself and help and ask God that you no longer be working for evil, okay? All right? Thank you very much and good night.